Hey, what is going on, guys? In this video today, we're going to be going over 6 simple box fighting tips/tricks for console Fortnite players. Even though box fighting is a little less in the meta now than it was the last 6 months or so, it's still definitely a crucial aspect of Fortnite. Even in just your average public match game, you'll probably find yourself in at least 2 to 3 box fighting scenarios if you're able to survive until anywhere near the end. And if you play any kind of competitive match or arena mode, good luck being consistently successful if you're a weak box fighter. Now, some of the tricks that certain players use in box fights can get ridiculously advanced, so much so that it's almost impossible to emulate if you play on a controller. So because of that, the tips that we're going to focus on in this video are going to be fairly simple in nature to the point where they won't take hours to learn and then master. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so the first tip in this video is going to involve the ever so popular peanut butter edit. In case you're unfamiliar with that term, it's probably the single most popular and used box fighting technique in the entire game, and it revolves around the very basic top corner 3-tile edit on a wall. Even without doing anything extra, the peanut butter edit on its own is very powerful despite being so simple. You have left side peek advantage over your opponent, and the triangle you make is right about at head level, so you can kind of peek over the wall at any time and get off a shotgun shot on your enemy while exposing very little of your player model. Now, the tip here isn't just the peanut butter edit, because I'm sure most of you guys already knew about it. The tip is a mistake that a lot of people make when using the peanut butter edit in box fights. What a lot of people do when they make the edit and want to shoot is they'll go to about the middle part of the peanut butter triangle, jump straight up in the air, and then shoot. On the surface, that seems like a solid idea. You're totally protected until you jump, and then when you do, yeah, a decent amount of your body is exposed, but it's not an insane amount. That may all be true, but there's a much better way of doing this. Instead of jumping straight up into the air, you still want to go to the same middle part of the triangle where your entire body is covered, but this time when you jump, you don't just want to jump straight up. You want to basically jump sideways to the left. This not only makes you harder to hit because you're moving much more than just up and down, but on top of that, a lot more of your body is covered when you do the sideways jump. Will it maybe be a tad bit harder to hit your shot since you're doing a more advanced jump? Yeah, I guess so. But trust me, you're going to be almost unhittable compared to the straight up and down jump. So tip number 1 helped you guys do the peanut butter edit correctly. Now I'm going to show you guys a fairly simple way to counter it. Let's say you're pushing enemies one by one in a box fighting situation, and as you get close to the front of their wall, they make a peanut butter edit. The first step is what any decent player would instinctively do in this situation: place a structure to protect themselves, and for this trick, we're gonna place a ramp. This will protect you, and since the enemy most likely has their shotgun out, they probably won't even bother to shoot the ramp because they'll be unlikely to destroy it. Then, after placing the ramp, you want to start running up it, then make a half square edit and confirm it. If done correctly, you'll basically get boosted past the peanut butter edit and end up right next to the enemy inside their box. You are protected the entire time while pushing them, they would have no idea what you were doing, and now this should be an absolute slam dunk shotgun fight for you to win. The reason why this works so well is because when someone puts a ramp in front of your 1x1, what every player on the planet assumes is that you're gonna use that ramp to get on top of their box and try to break in from there. And since you're sprinting up the ramp before you make that edit with this trick, that looks exactly like what you're doing. Nobody expects to get pushed when they make a peanut butter edit, so this'll catch pretty much every enemy on the planet off guard. The next tip is a super simple one for when you go to break and replace walls. What a lot of good box fighters will do when you try to break and replace their wall is go for some kind of an offensive edit and shotgun play. This is especially concerning if dealing with a mouse and keyboard player, since their flick shots are nasty and they have scroll wheel reset. So one way to protect yourself against that kind of play is by simply placing a ramp on the left side of the wall you're trying to take, and then doing the same break and replace method you normally would from there. It doesn't lower your odds of getting the wall at all, but it provides you a good amount of cover from any edit play the enemy inside the box could make. It gives you right-hand peek advantage if you end up replacing the wall and making an edit, and if the enemy tries to edit out the side or back of the box and start building for high ground, the ramp already puts you one level in the air, which is actually really important. As I've said before, build battles for high ground usually get decided within about the first 3 to 4 ramps being placed, so if you start with a 1 level advantage, that's obviously really significant. Tip number 4 on our list is the importance of piece control. As the name kinda suggests, in box fighting, piece control refers to how many building pieces in the immediate area that you own versus how many your enemy owns. In these close range and very congested fights with lots of building and editing going on, owning building pieces gives you offensive opportunities because you can instantly edit on the enemy whenever you want, safety because if you're surrounded by pieces that are all yours, they can't instantly edit on you, and the ability to quickly reposition because editing takes a fraction of a second while breaking a piece and running through it takes much longer. So knowing that, here are 2 quick tips I want to give regarding piece control. First off, don't just worry about claiming pieces that your enemy is directly contesting. Instead, worry about claiming as many pieces as possible in the immediate box fighting area. It's very likely that at some point in the fight, either you or your enemy will reposition, and when that happens, you want to be in control of as many pieces in the new fighting area as possible. Building on that, the second tip is to try to make sure the fights you take are within pieces that you own. If you reposition into a box where your enemy owns 1 or 2 of the surrounding pieces, it just puts you at too high of a risk for a surprise edit. That's something you need to look out for and pay attention to, and if you recognize it, branch out a little further into a new box so you know with 100% certainty that you own everything. Tip number 5 is the importance of recognizing and attacking weak building pieces in box fights. Want to know the reason why heavy sniping into a 1x1 is such an overpowered technique? Well, it's because it allows you to instantly destroy a building piece without giving the enemy any chance to realize what's happening before it's too late. But in a lot of situations, you don't even need a heavy sniper to do this if you learn to look for weak building pieces. Almost nobody takes the time to repair walls or roofs in a regular game, and you can take advantage of that. If you see a wall that looks like it's one shot, instead of playing slow and tactically going for a break and replace, a better play may be to just pull out your shotgun, one-shot that weak wall, and jump into the enemy's box like you see pros do all the time with a heavy sniper. If the enemy inside the box was healing up or was just looking in a different direction, you're gonna win that fight pretty much every single time. It's a really simple tip to implement into your game that so many people either never learned or just don't pay enough attention to. The 6th and final box fighting tip for this video is such an incredibly simple one, no doubt the most simple in this video, yet it's also very important. When you know that an enemy is about to push your box, please, please, please place a cone at your feet. Despite this being the absolute easiest thing to do in the world, it provides so many different benefits. It makes it so that the enemy can't place a ramp in your box if they get your wall and try to mongrel classic you. It provides a little extra cover if a team were to try double heavy sniping your wall, or if someone just phases into it and wants to take a 50-50 fight. Plus, if the enemy does get your wall, you can instantly edit the front 2 squares on that cone to turn it into a ramp and then edit out the side or back of your box. It really doesn't get much more simple than that, so there's literally no excuse to not do this unless you have under 10 total materials. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the entire thing, be sure to let me know with a comment down in the comment section below. I want to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you personally rate your box fighting skills in Fortnite? I practice box fighting a lot, so I'd say I'm probably a solid 8 or so, but I want to hear from you guys. Be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, do whatever the heck you want, and I will catch you guys next time.